Imagine a future where the glint of silver outshines the digital dazzle of cryptocurrencies, where traditional wisdom not only holds its
The
ground,
smart money
but
is
triumphs
clearly
in the
starting to
financial
move in.
arena.
That to
This
me
isn't
is
just
the
speculation,
indication,
it's a
one big
forecast rooted in
indication
deep financial
of the
acumen,
start of a big move.
championed by none other than investment titan Gary Cardone. Today, we're diving deep into a prediction that could reshape portfolios worldwide. Gary Cardone's audacious claim that silver will not just rise but soar, reaching over $1,000 per ounce. Why focus on such a bold prediction? In a landscape dominated by the electric highs and lows of cryptocurrencies, where fortunes can be made or lost overnight, silver presents an intriguing contrast. It's stable, indispensable in industry, and historically, a safe harbor in times of economic turmoil. As we peel back the layers of market trends and investor sentiments, Gary Cardone's perspective offers a compelling narrative. He positions silver not merely as a safe investment, but as a potentially explosive one, ready to benefit from a confluence of market forces and economic dynamics. In this video, we will uncover why Gary Cardone, with his extensive background in market strategies and investment successes, is betting big on this often underestimated metal. From its intrinsic value in industrial applications to its role as a financial safe haven during uncertain times, we explore the comprehensive reasoning behind Cardone's confidence in silver. As cryptocurrencies continue to capture headlines with their dramatic swings, the steady allure of silver could indeed offer the surprising twist in the tale of future investments. Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating dynamics that could drive silver to unprecedented heights.
See, this is the cool thing about the future. The future is going to measure what we do. You know, this guy Klaus said, hey, we will rent everything and be happy. I think we will rent everything. I don't know about the happy part, but we will rent everything. We will trace, track, account, and value every minute in the future. And people I know have a really hard time with this concept, and it's because we will be able to. We have never been able to track every event. An automobile, talk about ESG, okay? It should be illegal for you and me to own a car. We use it 4% of the time. 4% of the time. And then, dude, it gets worse, right? We build a garage to put it in. Okay, bricks that required energy and plaster and paint and wiring. I mean, I got a whole 800, I got 2 of them. Okay. Does that make any sense? We create a little house to put our car in that we use 4% of the time. It's a weird world. Like, we just got here. I don't know how we got here, but we're here now. I think we're gonna have technology through digitization that allows us to understand what all this is really.
To truly understand the weight behind the prediction that silver will eclipse $1,000 per ounce, one must first appreciate the expertise and authority of the man behind the forecast, Gary Cardone. A titan of the investment world, Cardone's journey in finance is marked by bold decisions and strategic foresight. His reputation is built on a foundation of extensive experience across multiple sectors, including real estate, energy, and precious metals. Gary Cardone is not just another investor. He is a visionary whose strategies have weathered economic downturns and capitalized on upturns, consistently yielding impressive returns. His insights come from not only his successes, but also his keen ability to read market trends and understand economic indicators that many might overlook. Cardone's philosophy revolves around the value of tangible assets that offer not only security but also potential for significant appreciation in value, a philosophy that has guided much of his career and investment choices. With a BA in marketing/economics and a career that started on the trading floors before branching out into various business ventures, Cardone has a knack for identifying undervalued assets and transforming them into profitable endeavors. His move from the high-stakes world of energy trading to focusing on investments like real estate and now silver illustrates his adaptability and acumen in recognizing long-term value. Understanding Gary Cardone's background is crucial as it lends credibility to his predictions and investment strategies. It's his blend of rigorous analysis, hands-on experience, and a deep understanding of market dynamics that positions him as a reliable voice when it comes to predicting the movements of silver in the financial markets. As we proceed, keep in mind the depth of knowledge and experience Cardone brings to his bullish outlook on silver. It's these qualities that make his forecasts worth considering for anyone looking to understand the future of investments.
Gold and silver back in 2011. Thank you very much. 2011, and gold compared to Bitcoin in 2011 has performed very poorly. Gold compared to NVIDIA has performed exceptionally poor. And I have been actually thinking that there's been some rotation from the old gold guys into Bitcoin. I'm not talking about the sovereigns, but the gold, the gold bugs. And I know some of these guys, they are beginning to convert. But I think what you're seeing is silver, gold, Bitcoin are all telling you, hey, there's a problem out there in the market. People are scared. Silver's up. I bought silver at 11. It's moved $2 in the last 2 months from 23 to 25. I literally have 23,700 ounces here. I was moving, and the shit's so heavy to move. It's such a problem to move. By the time I got it from this side of my house, now I do have a large house, but by the time we got it from this side of my house to the garage, it's about 70, 80 feet. Stuff's now sitting in the garage, 23,700. Now, if you want to come here and try to rip me off, that's going to be really painful for you. It's going to be one, good luck on removing it all. Like, it's heavy. You're going to have cameras all over you. And that's assuming you're not laying on your back with a bullet in your face and dogs biting you, as you heard earlier. But, I did not. I actually paused the sale. I was going to move it into Bitcoin. I mean, it's $750,000 worth of silver, right? Because I've got some buddies telling me, hey, look, man, these charts look like silver could explode. Like, by explode, they're talking about double and triple from.
To contextualize Gary Cardone's bullish stance on silver, it's essential to explore the current landscape of its most contemporary rival, cryptocurrencies. In recent years, digital currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum have captivated the market with their meteoric rises and equally dramatic falls, emblematic of their notorious volatility. This volatility isn't just a side effect, it's a core characteristic that shapes the investment strategies around cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies have been on a roller coaster, achieving all-time highs and suffering steep declines within short periods. This kind of volatility, while it can create sudden windfalls, is also fraught with risk. It's a market driven by speculation, news cycles, and sometimes the tweets of influential tech moguls. For example, a single announcement regarding corporate acceptance or rejection of cryptocurrency can trigger massive price swings, reflecting the sensitivity of cryptocurrencies to external influences. Moreover, the regulatory landscape for cryptocurrencies remains uncertain and varies significantly by country. In some jurisdictions, major crackdowns on mining and trading have led to rapid declines in value, underscoring the precariousness of the crypto market. The lack of uniform global regulatory standards adds a layer of geopolitical risk that is less pronounced in traditional investment assets like silver. The appeal of cryptocurrencies also hinges on their promise of high returns, which attracts both seasoned investors and the general public looking for quick gains. However, this allure often overshadows the substantial risks involved, including the potential for complete loss of investment due to market crashes or security breaches in exchange platforms. In this context, the appeal of cryptocurrencies as a modern investment frontier is undeniable, but so is their unpredictability. This backdrop is crucial for understanding why a seasoned investor like Gary Cardone sees a potentially safer and more stable opportunity in silver, an asset that, unlike cryptocurrencies, has centuries of history as a store of value and a medium of exchange. As we delve deeper into the nature of silver and its market dynamics, the contrast with the erratic nature of cryptocurrencies will become increasingly apparent.
We have a lot of issues. That would scare me, actually. $50 silver, that would be what? Gold at 6,000 or 7,000. It's hard for me to imagine those numbers. Crude oil is moving. Why? Because the US dollar's trashed, and nat gas is at near 30-year lows. Okay, when I started my career in natural gas, nat gas was trading at $7.67, man. It's $1.75 today. Shows you what technology can do. See, I really believe you look at nat gas and crude oil, you will understand what technology can do. And those commodities, natural gas, crude oil, silver, and gold, really are very good base commodities to look at when you're trying to understand Bitcoin, because it really gives you, what's the difference between these? And there are very significant differences between Bitcoin and, say, silver and gold or crude oil. So yeah, I think it'll continue to show the world that, one, we probably need silver as a metal for future technology. Probably need gold also, but whether or not people are going to use gold and silver in the future for the dollar indexing purpose they've used it for before, they've never had a Bitcoin. So we'll see how much of this gets taken over by Bitcoin. But you would think that if something that's a lot easier to transport, it would not have, I would have already sold my Bitcoin if I had to transport it 50 feet, right? It wouldn't have been a 50-foot move. It'd have been on a computer, poof, poof. 2 seconds later, I'd be out. When people figure out how easy it is to move this stuff, like we talk about the complexity of Bitcoin and moving it off a wallet, the complexity of moving 23,000 ounces of silver is problematic. I mean, it's very problematic, right? I have to put
In stark
it in.
contrast
It's easy
to the
to buy
volatile
it. It's a
swings
lot
of the
easier, harder
cryptocurrency
to sell
market,
it.
silver offers a narrative of
Liquidate it,
stability and enduring value.
Yeah.
While it does experience market fluctuations, silver's price movements are generally more predictable and grounded in tangible demand factors. This stability is a critical aspect that Gary Cardone and many traditional investors find appealing. Silver has a dual role in the global economy. It is both a precious metal and an industrial commodity. This dual role underpins its stable demand. Industrially, silver is indispensable due to its excellent conductive properties, making it a critical component in various sectors, including electronics, solar panels, and automotive industries. As the world increasingly shifts towards renewable energy and technological advancements, the demand for silver is expected to grow, providing a strong underpinning for its market value. Historically, silver has also been a safe haven asset, much like gold. In times of economic uncertainty, investors often turn to silver as a store of value to hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. This aspect of silver investing adds a layer of security that is often missing in highly speculative assets like cryptocurrencies. Furthermore, silver's pricing is influenced by a mix of supply-demand dynamics, industrial usage, and investment flows, which are factors grounded in the real economy. This makes its market behavior more predictable compared to cryptocurrencies, which can be swayed by speculative investor sentiment and regulatory whims. The database indicates that while geopolitical risks and economic downturns might unsettle other markets, they often increase the allure of silver. For instance, during periods of lower confidence in the global economy, silver prices have historically risen as investors seek tangible assets that can hold value independent of any single country's financial system. In summary, the stability of silver in the market is not just about its current price or short-term gains. It's about its proven track record over centuries as a reliable store of value and its growing importance in modern industrial applications. This solid foundation is what Gary Cardone and similar investors see as a compelling reason to prioritize silver over more erratic investments like cryptocurrencies. As we move forward to examine the specific industrial demand that drives silver, it becomes clear why this metal might not just be a safe bet, but a potentially lucrative one.
You do not borrow money on a credit card and then go buy Bitcoin. You don't buy Bitcoin and invest money in anything, including NVIDIA, if you have 23% credit card debt. Fuck, what the fuck are you guys doing, right? You should sue the schools and your parents for mistreating you with education. This is really, to me, it's like, oh my God, what happened to people? I mean, I argue with people when I tell them that a home is not an investment. And they argue with me. I'm like, dude, there is no scenario where a house is a good investment ever unless you bought it right. The time you make money on a house is only 2 times. You had to buy it right and you had to sell it at the very peak moment. Like most houses that I have bought, within 4 months, I've already enjoyed most of the value that I'm ever going to enjoy in that house, right? And then I hold on to it for another 4 years and go, oh, look, I bought a house for $1.7 million. Now it's worth 2.4. That was a bad trade. That was a horrific trade 3 years later, right? Mortgage, maintenance, lawn mowing, roof repairs, all this stuff, right? Taxes that nobody even thinks. When you rent a home, you don't pay tax. Okay? And then 72% of the people in America own a home, man. That's ridiculous. Okay, that's the same in Canada too, and they're going to get crushed. Right now, owning a home, do we really own a home? No, we own a debt. We own a mortgage, and we owe a government. We must pay the tax on that home, or we no longer own that home. Okay. Well, that does not happen to me with other things. If I have $1 million worth of gold, nobody's taxing me every year on my gold. It's taking up real estate right here or in a vault somewhere. If I own NVIDIA, I don't pay taxes every year on it. I only pay it when I sell it. So homes are a horrible investment. We've miseducated. The homes are a deal for the banks, man. And house prices wouldn't be anywhere near where they are if you couldn't borrow 75% of every dollar that it costs to buy the house. My brother's a big real estate guy. And I'm like, bro, first off, the only reason these real estate properties are increasing in value is because the US dollar that it's based on is getting trashed. And people just don't understand what that means, right? Until you explain to them, hey, do you like apples? Yeah, I love apples. Okay, well, I'm gonna dump 10 million apples into your backyard tomorrow morning. You're not going to like apples, dude. Okay. You are going to pay someone to get rid of all those apples. That is what inflation is. Love one apple. Somebody cloned 1 million apples, dumped them in my front yard. I no longer love apples. Well, that is the US dollar. 40%, 40, of all the US dollars ever created in humanity in the last 130 years were created in the last 4 years, man.
Silver's industrial demand is a cornerstone of its value, distinguishing it from cryptocurrencies, which primarily derive their worth from speculation and investment demand. The unique physical properties of silver, including its outstanding thermal and electrical conductivity, make it indispensable in various high-tech and traditional industries. The database highlights several key areas where silver's industrial demand anchors its long-term value. Electronics. Silver is crucial in the manufacture of virtually all electronic devices, from smartphones and tablets to desktop computers and televisions. Its excellent conductive properties ensure effective performance in electronic components, particularly in conductive pastes used in photovoltaic cells for solar panels. Solar energy. As global initiatives to combat climate change intensify, the shift towards renewable energy sources like solar power has accelerated. Silver plays a vital role in the photovoltaic cells that convert solar energy into electrical energy, making it a critical component of the renewable energy infrastructure. Automotive industry. With the automotive industry increasingly moving towards electric vehicles, EVs, silver's role is becoming more pivotal. Silver is used in electric contacts and conductors, and as EVs require more electrical connections than traditional vehicles, the demand for silver is expected to grow substantially. Healthcare and sanitation. Silver's antibacterial properties make it valuable in medical applications and water purification systems. This use is particularly significant in developing strategies for global health improvements. This robust industrial demand creates a steady undercurrent of support for silver prices. Unlike cryptocurrencies, whose value can fluctuate wildly based on investor sentiment and regulatory news, silver's value is underpinned by real-world uses. These applications are not only extensive but expanding as new technologies emerge and existing ones are improved. Gary Cardone and other savvy investors recognize that this demand is not ephemeral. It is rooted in the ongoing technological advancements and global shifts towards sustainable energy solutions. This aspect of silver's demand provides a more predictable, stable investment compared to the speculative surges often seen in cryptocurrencies. As we delve deeper into the economic indicators that further bolster silver's position as a preferred investment, it becomes clear why predicting a significant rally in silver prices is not just wishful thinking, but a forecast based on solid economic fundamentals.
I look at the gold charts, Jesse. If I look at the oil charts, if I look at all these charts, they look like war charts. They look like, well, and then, then there's news of pipelines just blowing up miraculously, dams being blown up in the Ukraine. Dude, we just seem like we're in this cycle where we want whoever the leaders are on this planet, it appears to me like these people have gone absolutely crazy. They must have been invited to many P. Diddy parties, and they have gone crazy. They like, I don't, for me, I wish America would start making a rule that if we send weapons somewhere or we send money somewhere, we also send our children. And I think that the mothers and the fathers would vote very differently when it's not a tank we're sending there or some dollars, but actually we're sending children. They get their arms blown off, their faces removed. And then let's see how much we want to go to war. I personally would rather pay more tax than go to war. And quite frankly, I'd rather pay $300 for crude oil, $11 for gasoline, $1,500 for power than this continual, let's go invade a country, let's stir people up, let's take over turn them into puppets. This is not working anymore, okay? This is my thesis. My thesis is every construct on planet Earth that was developed in the 20th century, 19th and 20th century. What is a construct? A construct is a thought process that I pull up in my mind. I then will convince other people, hey, you be my ally. In 1920, I needed allies to help me to get crude production all over the world. So what did I do? I went and got a deal with OPEC. And I said, OPEC, listen, I'll protect you with lots of weapons if you make sure that all the crude oil comes my way first, and we're going to price these in dollars, US dollars.
Exploring the broader economic indicators that influence investment trends can provide a clearer understanding of why Gary Cardone and many experts are optimistic about silver's future performance. Economic indicators are crucial as they not only affect the market directly, but also shape investor sentiment and market dynamics. Inflation concerns. In times of rising inflation, precious metals like silver historically perform well as investors look for assets that can hold or increase in value when currency value erodes. As the database suggests, with ongoing expansive fiscal policies in many countries, inflation is a growing concern. This scenario is likely to boost the allure of silver as a hedge against diminishing currency value. Interest rates. The relationship between interest rates and precious metals is inversely proportional. Lower interest rates reduce the opportunity cost of holding non-yielding assets like silver. With central banks around the world maintaining low interest rates to stimulate economic growth, particularly in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, silver becomes an attractive investment. Geopolitical tensions. Silver, like gold, is considered a safe haven during times of geopolitical instability. Whether it's trade wars, military conflicts, or political unrest, uncertainty drives investors towards the stability offered by precious metals. The database highlights several instances where geopolitical tensions have led to a surge in silver prices as investors seek security. Dollar strength. Silver prices are inversely related to the strength of the US dollar. A weaker dollar makes silver cheaper for holders of other currencies, increasing demand. Current trends indicating a potential weakening of the dollar due to national debt levels and trade deficits could favor an increase in silver prices. Supply constraints. Unlike digital currencies, which can be mined indefinitely depending on their programming, silver has physical supply limitations. Mining issues, whether due to environmental regulations or reduced mining outputs, can constrain supply and push prices up when demand remains steady or increases. By analyzing these economic indicators, Gary Cardone identifies a pattern that historically signals a bullish market for precious metals like silver. Understanding these indicators helps in making informed predictions about silver's potential market movements and reinforces the argument that amidst market fluctuations and economic uncertainty, silver remains a strong candidate for investment, potentially outperforming volatile assets like cryptocurrencies. As we move forward, the focus will shift to specific price forecasts and expert analyses within the database, which further validate the optimistic outlook for silver.
These constructs are falling apart. Man, look at Europe. Europe went into the Eurozone in the 90s or late 80s probably, and they didn't make everybody use the same money. The Brits had their money and the Swiss had their money, and we slam a bunch of cultures together and pretend like they're all going to get together, forgetting that there have been 4,000 years of rape, pillage, and war, kings and queens doing really funky things to each other. And there's a lot of memory there. Okay. I appreciate Americans don't have a good grasp on European history or Middle Eastern history or Eastern history, but y'all do. Y'all remember what the French did in 1622. You just can't forget about it, right? So I think it's a failed experiment, man. All these constructs, and they were designed to play a monopoly game. That game is falling apart. Every player on the monopoly table has a stack of paper this big, man. And they just keep wanting, hey, I need a bigger stack, a bigger stack. You know, the problem with Monopoly is that most people never, ever finish the game Monopoly. Like find me 3 people that finish the game Monopoly. They get tired of the game. They go, fuck it. And so I think this game has to, like literally the rules have to be rewritten. All the members on the board are being reshuffled. The whole power sink on energy is being disrupted. And we are meddling in things that we do not fully understand the consequences of that meddling. So sooner or later, we're going to have to pay for our sins, man. I just think it's really, really, really basic. So geopolitically, we are totally messed up right now. And what I hope the reason I do a lot of these is because I think that people need to become educated as to what's really, really happening on this planet. And we have to be willing to start speaking out, like really speaking out, willing to be okay with being sanctioned or censored, or like I think censorship is the worst thing that can happen to anyone. And that we are either going to be censored or we're going to fight to not be censored. One of those things is happening, okay? If we don't fight, dude, it's going to get taken away from us. You know, it just makes sense that it would be taken. If I was the king and I could censor you, I would. Right? I would, because that's what my advisors are going to tell me to do.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
For the sake of the Cardone legacy, right? For the sake of the Cardone legacy, and like all you people in Serbia really would be better off. Just let me and my team handle it. We know what you need. Like it would go to my mind, man. Like this is the problem with power, right? So we're in very, very interesting times. I think these are this is an opportunity where families are going to change the entire trajectory of their future. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be a good thing, right? It could be a bad thing. Like if you're not thinking about where you're headed, you're probably not going to end up on the right side of this game.
Building on the solid foundation of economic indicators and industrial demand, it's crucial to examine silver price forecasts and expert analyses that support the bullish sentiment towards silver. These forecasts not only reflect current market conditions, but also consider historical data, supply constraints, and technological advancements that could influence silver prices. Historical performance. Historical data is invaluable when predicting commodity prices. Silver has demonstrated resilience and growth during periods of economic turbulence. For instance, during the 2008 financial crisis, silver prices saw a significant upswing as investors sought stability in precious metals. This historical resilience underpins many expert predictions that silver will continue to be a safe haven in uncertain times. Analyst predictions. Leading financial analysts and market experts often provide forecasts based on intricate market models. These predictions take into account variables such as inflation rates, currency fluctuations, and changes in industrial demand. Recent analyses suggest a bullish trend for silver, projecting significant price increases based on the global move towards renewable energies and technologies that rely heavily on silver. Technical analysis. Technical analysts study market charts to identify patterns and trends.
So it's man, you guys, your age, y'all have to put your foot down, man. Really, like what you're doing. Hey, I cannot tell you how many people in Canada are so angry, but y'all don't ever do anything. You become so passive. I commend you for leaving, man. I commend you for leaving. We're starting to see that now. We're seeing people, very wealthy people from California leave. For 15 years, I've been saying California is going to lose all its rich people. And then what? And then what? Okay. New York's going to lose all its rich people. And then what? How do you tax the poor? You can't tax them anymore. They're done, dude. 15% of the nation is totally poor, right? And that's just talking about our rich nation. Our poor people make your poor people look, we're rich compared to your poor people. What's Italy's unemployment rate from 18 to 28 is like 40%, man. I mean, think about that, okay? Italy won't even have a generation of workers in 5 years. They don't even know how to show up to work at 8:30 in the morning, man. Much less clean the Coliseum. Which, by the way, what are those tickets going to become? To go see these artifacts, it's going to cost $1,000 to go see the artifacts, because who's going to keep cleaning them? Like, the cost of fixing something that's eroding every day when you don't even have a population of people. This is why I'm really excited about AI, because I think AI really solves the problem of Italy. If you use Italy as an example of, wow, 18 to 28 years old, you have 40% unemployment, man. You have literally 40% of your youth are not becoming skilled at showing up to work, showing up on time, leaving, producing, creating, doing none of that. And that's a skill that I've learned over 50 years, like you go to work when you don't want to go to work, you make some money, you make a contribution, hopefully you make a little money, you work through whatever challenge you have in life. So I think we've lost our way, man. And we've lost our way, really. And that should be that. Hopefully that's good, because I think when you lose your way, you get to a point where you go, okay, do I want to go to war, or am I willing to stand up? Am I going to become a robot? Like, if you don't see where this is going, just sitting in your couch watching CNN and complaining is not going to accomplish anything. So we have a few windows, we have a few windows to jump through here that I think could be life altering for those people who see the tea leaves and they start making moves.
As we delve deeper into the factors influencing silver prices, it's crucial to examine the global events that play pivotal roles. These events can dramatically shift market dynamics by affecting supply, demand, and investor sentiment towards precious metals like silver. Technological advancements, innovations, particularly in the tech and green energy sectors, directly impact silver demand. The expansion of solar panel installations and the increasing production of electric vehicles, which require significant amounts of silver, exemplify how technological progress can drive up silver prices. Events such as new government subsidies for clean energy or major tech companies announcing shifts towards more silver-intensive products can signal upcoming surges in demand. Economic policies and stimulus measures. The implementation of large-scale stimulus packages by major economies, especially in response to economic downturns, typically devalues national currencies and leads to higher silver prices. For instance, announcements of quantitative easing or increased public spending in infrastructure can encourage investors to move assets into silver as a hedge against potential currency inflation. Geopolitical tensions, political unrest, or instability in key silver-producing countries can disrupt supply chains and lead to speculative buying, driving prices up. For example, trade disputes or military conflicts that threaten the stability of regions with significant silver mining operations can cause immediate spikes in silver prices due to supply fears. Environmental regulations and policies. Stricter environmental regulations in mining can constrain silver supply by making extraction more costly or limiting mining operations. Legislative changes aimed at reducing environmental impact can significantly impact silver production rates, influencing global prices. Global economic health. The overall health of the global economy affects investment trends. In times of economic prosperity, industries that use silver extensively may ramp up production, increasing demand. Conversely, economic recessions can lead to decreased industrial demand, but increased investment demand as silver is seen as a safe haven asset. These global events require constant monitoring as they can provide early indicators of shifts in the silver market. For investors like Gary Cardone, staying informed about these developments is essential for timely decision-making. By understanding how these events affect the silver market, investors can anticipate changes in price trends and adjust their strategies accordingly. This proactive approach to investment, based on a deep understanding of global influences, is what sets
Ooh, we
experienced
never had that
investors
before.
apart.
We never had Jack
and allows them to
Dorsey's and Elon
capitalize on
Musk
opportunities
before.
in the precious
Oh wow,
metals
they're
market.
$1 billion, dude. They can.
As we
they can
move
buy
to the
anything
next
they
step,
want.
we'll explore how changes in consumer
So
behavior and
I look at
industrial
Bitcoin and
application
go,
have
other
begun to
than the
reshape the
bad
demand for
marketing,
silver,
okay, if you're
further
a gold
influencing its
guy and a
potential as a
silver guy,
lucrative investment.
try to move 23,700 ounces of silver or gold right now. Like, I don't want to put that on my airplane, dude. Like, it's really heavy, okay? Much less putting it on your person. So I've been very, very surprised, other than the tribal nature and the bad marketing and we're idiots and you got people going, Bitcoin's going to flip gold. It probably is going to flip everything one day, but why do you use it like that? I don't say real estate's going to flip. Residential real estate's going to get flipped by commercial, like it's some competition. Now, to your point, I think you said it just a little earlier. I actually have this thesis. I think you said it around energy, which says that, and you gold guys may like this. What if, notice the Rolex watch market. Have you been watching? Dude, it's getting crushed right now, okay? I watch two things: luxury everything, luxury cars, luxury watches, and then jets, private jets, okay? During COVID, I could have bought 37 jets for about half the price they are right now, okay? Even the charter, you can see how charter, third-party charter services, the supply and demand just work in the market. This is my point. Let's pretend like you or me, you or I are a sheik, a Saudi sheik. We can buy anything we want. I have all the villas I can possibly want. I have all the airplanes, all the buses, all the weapons, all the watches, all the girls, all the villas, all the houses, all the islands. Dude, I'm already at max consumption. I have max consumed everything. I have all the gold I can want, a silver, okay? I have everything, but I don't have any Bitcoin. Now, 6,000 Rolls Royces, you gold people, are sold a year, okay, at $500,000 each. I'm not going to ever buy a Rolls Royce, okay? 500 grand, I'm not buying. Thousands of $60 and $70 million airplanes are sold to private, okay? 70 million, that's 1,000 Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure people are going to be calling up. This is what you should be worried about if you're a gold guy. Hey, I'll take 1,000 Bitcoin. Y'all are talking about 1 or 2%. Fuck 1 or 2%. I'll take an airplane's worth, please.
The burgeoning demand for silver across various industries necessitates a closer look at the supply side, particularly how innovations and challenges in silver mining are influencing the market. As investors like Gary Cardone assess the potential for silver, understanding the complexities of its supply chain becomes crucial. Silver mining has seen significant technological advancements that aim to increase efficiency and reduce environmental impact. These innovations include improved ore processing techniques that enhance silver recovery rates and minimize the use of harmful chemicals. Moreover, the integration of automation and robotics in mining operations has led to more precise and less labor-intensive extraction processes, allowing for deeper and more complex mining operations that were previously not economically viable. However, these advancements also come with their own set of challenges. The cost of implementing cutting-edge technology can be prohibitive, especially for smaller mining companies. Additionally, the ore grades of silver are declining globally, meaning that miners have to process more material to obtain the same amount of silver, further straining their operational costs. Environmental regulations are another critical factor impacting silver mining. With increasing global attention to sustainable practices, mining operations are under scrutiny to adhere to stricter environmental standards. These regulations can lead to delays in project approvals or even lead to closures of existing mines, which in turn affects the global silver supply. Moreover, geopolitical factors play a significant role in silver mining. Many silver mines are located in regions with unstable political climates or under governments with unpredictable policies. Changes in legislation, taxation, or export controls can dramatically affect the feasibility and profitability of mining projects. Given these dynamics, the silver supply chain is both robust and fragile. Innovations in mining technology continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in extracting and processing silver, making the industry more efficient and prepared to meet the growing demand. Yet, the industry must navigate economic, environmental, and political challenges that can disrupt supply. For investors, this dual nature of the silver mining industry presents both opportunities and risks. Understanding the state of mining technology, regulatory environments, and geopolitical scenarios helps in making informed investment decisions. As we move to the next step, we will explore the specific market trends and investor behaviors that are currently shaping the silver market, further delving into why experts like Gary Cardone see silver as a superior investment compared to cryptocurrencies.
There's so much plastic sitting in the water. It's like, hey man, let's clean some stuff up before we start getting all religious here, puritanical. And by the way, Jesse, who's going to pay for all this? Okay, like, go get it, man. Go get on solar. I mean, I have Bitcoin people, friends that have 10,000 Bitcoin. They live in the middle of a jungle with Wi-Fi at 2x speed. I'm at 10x, and they're don't have any AC. They're worth $400 million or whatever. I don't really want that life. Okay, I'd rather have I would like civility, right? I like an air conditioning unit. I like nice highways. I'm okay with paying taxes for some of this stuff, but it's clearly not going to the infrastructure in our countries. It's going to something else. So this thing about the energy complex going away, that's just not going to happen, man. I mean, it's just really ridiculous. Our entire civilization, if you're a first, second, or third world nation, literally you're there because of how dense your energy sources are. How much you have is more important than how much it costs to produce. So we happen to have a lot, and we produce a lot, and it's at a cheap price. Why? Because we focused on it. Europe, they won't let you drill anywhere, just like California did. Okay, cool. You guys just don't drill anywhere. Now, they don't have a lot of resources. This is why I say the European Union is completely fucked. Here, excuse my language, but there is no other better word for it. The Eurozone produces nothing other than immigrants and like mass, untrackable migration of cultures all over the world, which is cool, except for the untracking part. Like, whoa, what's happening here? It'd be cool if all these people were actually going into your country and assimilating your religion, assimilating your culture, assimilating your food, assimilating your language. But no, that is not what's happening. Okay, there's bifurcation of little cultures inside of all these countries. Going to London now, there's little cities inside of cities, and they're not policed. Okay, like this is a train wreck, man. So, and it's just not about crude oil and natural gas, right? It's about, I mean, you get in Europe, you guys pay $11 for gasoline, and it controls your behavior. Here, they're paying $2.20 and driving all over the place, doing whatever they want to do for a loaf of bread, man.
Navigating through the complexities of the silver market, it's imperative to consider the prevailing market trends and investor sentiment, which significantly influence silver prices and its comparison to alternative investments like cryptocurrencies. This insight is essential for investors like Gary Cardone, who base their strategies not only on fundamental analysis, but also on understanding the market's pulse. Recently, there has been a noticeable shift towards precious metals among investors seeking stability amidst economic uncertainty. Silver, often overshadowed by gold, is benefiting from this trend due to its dual appeal as both an investment asset and an industrial commodity. The increasing industrial demand combined with investment flows has led to a dynamic market environment where silver prices are more volatile, but also present greater opportunities for gains. Investor sentiment towards silver has been bolstered by several factors. Firstly, the economic fallout from global events, such as the pandemic, has reignited interest in traditional safe haven assets. Silver, with its lower price point compared to gold, attracts both small and large investors, making it accessible and appealing as a protective store of value. Moreover, the rise of socially responsible investing and the focus on sustainable and green technologies have enhanced silver's allure. As investors become more environmentally conscious, their preference shifts towards industries and assets that support or benefit from renewable energy and technological advancements, sectors where silver is indispensable. Another significant aspect influencing investor sentiment is the comparative analysis between silver and cryptocurrencies. While cryptocurrencies offer high returns, their extreme volatility and regulatory uncertainties make them a risky choice for conservative investors. Silver, in contrast, provides a balance of stability and potential for appreciation, attracting those who are risk-averse yet seeking reasonable returns. This blend of favorable market trends and positive investor sentiment is creating a robust environment for silver investments. As market participants increasingly recognize silver's potential in the context of current economic conditions and future industrial applications, the momentum continues to build. This growing investor interest, combined with solid fundamentals, underscores the optimistic outlook for silver, making it a compelling choice for investors like Gary Cardone, who are looking to diversify away from more speculative assets like cryptocurrencies. As we proceed, the next step will explore the strategic moves by major institutional investors and their impact on silver's market dynamics, further cementing its status as a prudent investment choice in the current financial landscape.
There are 62 million millionaires, okay? They make an allocation of $2,500 only to Bitcoin. That's 1 ounce of gold, right? 1 ounce of gold. That's 23 million Bitcoin, dude. There's only 21. I think I'm actually wrong on my math, but you guys do the math, okay? $70,000 Bitcoin, $2,500 per millionaire, which is an extremely low allocation. 62 million millionaires allocate $2,500. It's a monster number. Now let's get to the real story, okay? There are 406,000 ultra wealthy families defined as over 30 million. What if they make a $250,000 allocation? 10x of the millionaires. That sounds right, right? I actually think it's massively wrong. Okay. They're not going to deploy 250 and you get a K1. A K1 is a reporting record. I have to pay someone to manage these K1s. I'm not doing that, dude. It's got to be $2 million. So even the 406,000 families, if you do the 250,000, like it's millions of Bitcoin. So, and these people, I'm using one allocation in their entire lifetime. This is before the institutions, the JP Morgans trade. This is just super rich people. Now, you guys may be offended that I'm saying this about the super rich people, but it was never going to be Nigeria that drove Bitcoin. Yes, I'll take 12 cents, please. These people, if you believe my thesis that we're at max consumption, and you also think, hey, most of these rich people like me, I'm getting distributions, man. I'll never have to work another day in my life. I get so many distributions. I am a Bitcoin miner. I'm the most successful Bitcoin miner in the history of Bitcoin mining, and I've never owned a data center, and I probably never will. Why? I take analog assets like real estate or other private equity deals that I do. I then take the distributions from that analog and I invest it in Bitcoin, dude. I use trash fiat that's being produced by analog assets. I then go buy Bitcoin, bypass the whole mining experience, just buy it right off the market, stick it in my wallet, and I'm good to go.
The involvement of institutional investors in the silver market plays a crucial role in shaping its dynamics and overall stability. For seasoned investors like Gary Cardone, understanding these movements is key to gauging the market's direction and the potential for sustained growth in silver prices. In recent years, we've seen a significant uptick in institutional interest in silver. This shift is driven by a combination of factors that align with broader financial strategies and the unique attributes of silver as an asset. Large investment funds and financial institutions are increasingly incorporating silver into their portfolios, not only for diversification, but also as a hedge against inflation and currency devaluation, which are concerns in today's economic climate. One of the most visible signs of institutional engagement is the growth in silver-backed exchange-traded funds, ETFs. These funds allow investors to gain exposure to silver without the complexities of physical storage and security. The rise in ETF holdings reflects growing confidence in silver's future prospects, signaling strong demand that supports higher prices. Moreover, these funds provide liquidity to the market, making silver more accessible and attractive to a broader range of investors. Furthermore, central banks and sovereign wealth funds are also beginning to show more interest in silver. Traditionally focused on gold, these entities are diversifying their reserves by adding silver, driven by its lower cost and industrial utility. This trend not only enhances the demand for silver, but also provides an additional layer of market stability and credibility. The strategic moves by these large players impact silver prices through both direct purchases and the signaling effect their investments have on smaller investors. When prominent institutions invest in silver, it often encourages individual investors and smaller funds to follow suit, believing in the stability and potential returns that silver offers. This growing institutional investment is pivotal in shaping the silver market's landscape, providing both depth and stability. For investors like Gary Cardone, these dynamics offer opportunities to enter a market bolstered by strong and sustained demand. Understanding how and why these institutions are increasing their silver holdings can provide valuable insights into future market trends and price movements. As we continue, the next step will delve into potential risks and uncertainties that could affect the silver market, ensuring that investors are well prepared to navigate any challenges that might arise.
What we've been talking about is absolutely not going to happen. It's a pipe dream. Good luck, guys, on building a Tesla without natural gas or crude. You greenies, okay? With all due respect, just look around your room, look around your house. Most everything in your house, in your car, is made up of petroleum. So you are a petroleum junkie. You're using the stuff just like I am. You want to pretend like you can grab very transient power from wind and water, sun when it's not cloudy. You guys have become so spoiled on $80 crude oil and $1.80 nat gas and $3 gasoline. It's ridiculous. Really, you've lost your way. Okay, if I ask one question to your whole audience, most people will get this wrong. How many people on this planet still cook with wood? Okay, your audience literally will get this so wrong because it represents how spoiled we are, how completely out of touch with reality. 40% of the world today still cooks on wood, man. Okay, when was the last time you and I cooked anything on wood? At a picnic that we were bringing to our kids. It was a camping experience. It was a fun deal, dude. Hey, let's live like the other people, right? We're completely out of touch with how we live compared to most people. So, yeah, I don't get it, man. I mean, I don't get it. I'm trying to buy a car right now. I'm a fairly wealthy guy. I'm like, wow, G-Wagons cost $210,000. There's 4,000 of them available for sale, but I can't get anybody to discount one. Range Rover's going for $30,000 and $40,000 over list. But there's 12 of them available for sale locally. And I refuse to buy them. I'm like, I'm not paying anything over list. That's ridiculous. Yet, all my friends have them. Now, they don't have my life, okay? I'm pretty sure they have debt on every one of these guys, okay? Ferraris, this car, that car. I'm like, my God, where do you guys get all your money? Well, the truth is they don't have the money. Okay, they're
as investors like Gary Cardone well understand,
8%,
every
12%,
investment landscape
15%.
is riddled with potential risks and uncertainties that must be
man.
navigated carefully to
It's
sustain
23%,
profitability.
okay?
In the case of silver,
I do a lot of stuff
while the
on
opportunities
Bitcoin
are
education.
significant,
The first thing
so
is,
are the
if you have
challenges that
any
could
debt,
sway market
what the hell are you
dynamics.
doing in this room?
One of the primary risks facing silver investors stems from economic fluctuations. Silver prices are notoriously volatile, often more so than gold, due to its smaller market and dual role as both an investment and industrial metal. Economic downturns can decrease industrial demand for silver, while simultaneously increasing investment demand, leading to unpredictable price movements. This volatility requires investors to stay vigilant and responsive to market signals, adapting their strategies to mitigate losses during downturns and capitalize on upswings. Another significant risk is regulatory changes in major silver-producing countries. Mining regulations can dramatically impact the supply side by restricting mining activities or imposing heavy taxes and royalties on silver production. Such changes can delay new mining projects or curtail the output of existing mines, thereby affecting global silver supply and prices. Investors must keep a close eye on geopolitical developments and regulatory trends in these regions to anticipate shifts in supply that could affect their holdings. Additionally, the rising interest in silver as part of environmentally sustainable technologies brings with it the risk of technological substitution. Advances in material science could lead to the development of cheaper or more efficient alternatives to silver in various applications, potentially reducing long-term demand for the metal. Staying informed about technological trends and innovations is crucial for investors to assess the sustainability of silver's demand over time. Investor sentiment, often influenced by broader market trends and global economic conditions, also poses a risk. In times of market stress or when alternative investments are perceived as more attractive, silver can see rapid shifts in investor interest, which can lead to large price swings. Managing these sentiment-driven risks requires a deep understanding of market psychology and effective communication strategies to gauge and react to investor behavior. Understanding and managing these risks is essential for developing a robust investment strategy in silver. By recognizing the potential pitfalls and preparing strategies to address them, investors like Gary Cardone can better protect their investments and take advantage of the opportunities that the silver market offers. Next, we will explore the future outlook for silver, considering ongoing trends and market projections, to conclude why silver is poised to remain a compelling choice for investors looking to diversify away from more volatile assets like cryptocurrencies.
ExxonMobil's multiples the other day. Let's assume NVIDIA's multiple is pretty much infinite. Google's multiple is, I think, 20. ExxonMobil's 11. Facebook will be 118. Bitcoin, don't even know what Bitcoin's multiple is because it doesn't really have one. Where I'm getting to is, why is it that ExxonMobil trades at around 11? Saudi Aramco, the largest energy sovereign on the planet, trades at about 15, 16. 16 times cash earnings. If NVIDIA trades at such a massive valuation, even Google at 2x of Exxon, what would their multiple be if all the energy stopped flowing? It would be zero. Okay, there wouldn't be a Google if the energy stopped flowing. So I think something's really bizarre here, right? You got energy, which is the feedstock of the entire internet, the entire technology platform, trading at this really weird multiple. Now, I'm not suggesting that ExxonMobil is going to ever trade at a 50 multiple, but I'll tell you what ExxonMobil is going to do. They're going to mine Bitcoin. They're going to do everything they can to get into technology, not just to mine Bitcoin and the value of mining Bitcoin, and that they have the ability to put it on their balance sheet and be very, very comfortable. They've been holding commodities on their balance sheet forever, dude. They're happy with the risk too. If you go to ExxonMobil and say, hey, what's your hedge strategy? Hey, we have shareholders that want exposure to crude oil and other energy commodities. We don't do a lot of hedging. Price is up, we're good. When the price is down, we're not so good. So they've done survey after survey after survey of their investors, their shareholders, and they all say, no, just keep the commodity risk. We've got our book with all our other business somewhere else. That means to me they will be very comfortable with Bitcoin. Secondly, they will be able to take energy they're not selling into the market today, which will be extremely ESG, whatever the fuck that means. I got to tell you, that's the biggest scam in the history of mankind.
As we draw closer to the apex of our exploration into silver's potential, it's crucial to project into the future and understand the long-term outlook for this precious metal. For investors like Gary Cardone, understanding these projections is integral to aligning investment strategies with anticipated market conditions. Looking ahead, several factors suggest a bullish outlook for silver, driven by both its industrial applications and its role as a financial asset. As the global economy continues to embrace green technologies such as solar panels, electric vehicles, and energy-efficient electronics, the demand for silver is expected to surge. Silver's exceptional conductivity and thermal properties make it indispensable in these technologies, ensuring continued demand growth as global energy policies shift towards sustainability. Moreover, the investment demand for silver is likely to remain robust. In times of economic uncertainty or inflationary pressures, investors often turn to precious metals as safe havens. Silver, offering a lower entry point compared to gold, becomes particularly attractive to a broader base of investors, including those with smaller investment capital. This dynamic is likely to keep investment flows into silver strong, supporting its price over the long term. From a supply perspective, while new mining technologies and expansions are on the horizon, silver mines often face longer lead times and higher costs associated with extracting lower-grade ore. These challenges could tighten the supply, especially amid increasing industrial demand, potentially leading to higher prices. Financial markets are also recognizing silver's growing relevance, with increased coverage by financial analysts and more silver-based financial products being offered, such as ETFs and silver savings programs. Accessibility to silver as an investment is improving, which could attract more institutional and retail investors. However, investors must remain cognizant of the risks associated with silver investment, including market volatility and geopolitical factors that could affect mining operations. A balanced approach that considers both the potential rewards and risks will be crucial for those looking to invest in silver. In conclusion, the future outlook for silver is promising, bolstered by strong fundamentals in both demand and supply dynamics. For savvy investors like Gary Cardone, who are looking for growth opportunities while managing risks, silver presents a compelling case for inclusion in a diversified investment portfolio. As we move to the final step of our discussion, we will solidify our understanding of why silver, with its solid fundamentals and bright future prospects, stands as a superior investment compared to cryptocurrencies, especially in terms of stability and long-term value preservation.
If the price goes up too much, I can probably extract it off people's necks, out of their teeth. That's probably $3 trillion. Bitcoin seems to be attempting to take out every market cap of everything. I wouldn't worry about the gold right now. It's already taken out silver. Nobody want to talk about it. So we're at $1.4 trillion valuation today. We are 15 years into its life, long enough now to go, whoa, 15 years is not 5 years, it's 15 years. We have a chart that it's tracked. I remove the first 5 years and go, those don't even count. I don't do that to gold though. I do not do that to go, oh, well, $34. I'm not counting anything before the $34 squeeze, right? It was at 20 and then the government took it all away from you. Well, is that true? That's not true. They only confiscated 13% of all the gold in the United States. They were not successful at confiscating, and they're not going to be successful at confiscating Bitcoin or guns or anything else. They've tried to do this over and over. They can't even confiscate drugs. So none of this works, guys. You should not be worried about these psychopaths actually accomplishing anything other than when you get in line and say, yes, yes, yes. Remember the old line I talked about? Don't get in that line, man. Okay. The TSA is the problem. They create big lines. So I look at this and go, have I ever seen, other than meeting Jesse, you're the only thing I'm going to meet today that looks, tastes, smells identical like you. Dude, you're it, dude. And humanity has not learned how to treat you, a unique, finite, not going to be cloned ever, unique Jesse. I don't even know how to take care of you and treat you, dude. We kill each other. We fight each other in the streets. Bitcoin comes along and we don't know what to do with it. Okay. It's 21 million units. Ain't going to ever be more than 21 million. You cannot accelerate the supply of these no matter what the price is. You put $200,000 on Bitcoin right now, and there's nothing that's going to happen. There's only going to be 900 Bitcoin produced today. And on April the 20th, around 2:30 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that 900 units goes to 425. Okay. 425 units, there's already 19 million units in the market. It's not like there's going to be, now you have to, 80% of those 19 million units are sitting in people's hands that don't want to sell it.
We have reached the apex of our exploration into why Gary Cardone, along with many financial experts, believe that silver may ultimately surpass cryptocurrencies as a superior investment choice. This conclusion is drawn from a thorough understanding of silver's tangible value, its essential role in industrial applications, and its enduring allure as a hedge against economic uncertainty. Silver possesses intrinsic value that is deeply rooted in tangible applications, unlike cryptocurrencies, which are largely driven by speculative interest and market sentiment. Silver's value is underpinned by its widespread use in various industrial sectors. From electronics to solar panels, silver's physical properties make it irreplaceable for conducting electricity and heat, ensuring its continued demand as technology evolves. Moreover, silver benefits from its historical position as a store of value. It has been recognized as a form of money for thousands of years, providing a psychological edge over newer forms of digital assets like cryptocurrencies. In times of geopolitical tension or financial instability, investors often retreat to precious metals like silver, which they perceive as safer and more reliable than digital assets, whose value can be highly volatile and subject to rapid changes due to external factors like regulatory news or market sentiment. Another key advantage is the regulatory clarity that surrounds silver compared to the ambiguous or stringent regulations facing cryptocurrencies in various countries. While cryptocurrencies navigate a complex and evolving regulatory landscape that can significantly impact their adoption and use, silver does not face such hurdles, making it a less risky investment in terms of compliance. Finally, the finite nature of silver, much like that of gold, ensures its scarcity and potential for appreciation over time. While the supply of cryptocurrencies can vary depending on the asset and its management, despite Bitcoin's fixed limit, silver's physical scarcity combined with growing industrial demand suggests a bullish outlook for its long-term price trajectory. In conclusion, while cryptocurrencies offer unprecedented opportunities for rapid growth, they come with higher risks and uncertainties that can deter conservative investors. Silver, on the other hand, provides a more stable investment avenue, combining historical reliability with essential industrial demand.
First off, I think this idea of
This blend of safety, utility,
Bitcoin,
and growth potential is why experts like Gary Cardone view silver as a
Bitcoinization.
prudent choice for investors seeking to balance
I think
their
it's a
portfolios
very,
with an
very,
asset
very
that not only
bad.
retains,
Like,
but
I
potentially
would like
increases in
to
value over time.
ask all the gold
By
and silver
understanding these
people
critical
to
distinctions in
forgive
market
me
dynamics,
as
investors are
a
better
Bitcoin
positioned to make
person,
informed
and I am a
decisions that align with their
Bitcoin first
financial
guy.
goals and risk tolerance, opting for investments that not only promise
for
returns,
the
but
poor
also offer
marketing and
fundamental
promotion
security
that
and
we've given
real-world
the
utility.
world.
Yes, I agree.
Decentralization has a tremendous amount of benefits, but one of the huge negatives is that it really creates a very bad message. Okay, there is no central authority on the messaging. So when you gold and silver guys were first given the messaging, you had a few leaders that came out and said, look, this is what gold means. This is standard of money. And you had a message, right? In Bitcoin, you've had 3 or 4 different messages. You know, you have to own your own keys. Central banks are evil. If you don't have your money, you can't, people can hurt you. First off, no bank has ever stolen anything from me except my time. I got to make a phone call for a wire transfer so that they don't get sued. That's 20 minutes. I've made so many of those calls. I mean, it's probably a full month now. But I've never gotten squeezed by a bank. That doesn't mean that it can't happen, and it has happened to other people, usually the very poor. It happened in Greece. People forget on Wednesday before Friday when Greece took 30 cents of your every dollar you had. They probably called all the oligarchs and said, hey, man, you might want to get out before Thursday. See, that's the problem with the system. So let's just think. I have been very, very, very surprised. And I'm speaking to Bitcoin, to gold, silver, and real estate players. And I'm one of you, okay? I own real estate. I own gold. I own silver. I do not own natural gas, do not own crude oil. I think crude oil is absolutely seen its heyday. We will never see $150 crude oil in my lifetime, ever. Okay. I look at Bitcoin and go, hey, look, why did I buy gold and silver? Because they were finite and couldn't be produced quickly. You couldn't accelerate the supply of Bitcoin, of gold or silver rapidly in the event of a problem.
As we further explore the factors impacting silver prices, an essential element to consider is the evolving consumer behavior and industrial demand. These shifts are reshaping the landscape for silver, driving its utility beyond traditional uses and opening new avenues for investment opportunities. In recent years, there has been a noticeable change in consumer preferences towards more sustainable and environmentally friendly products. This trend is particularly evident in the automotive and consumer electronics sectors, where there is a growing demand for electric vehicles and devices that are energy efficient and use sustainable materials. Silver plays a critical role in these industries due to its unmatched electrical conductivity, which is vital for the efficient functioning of electric vehicles and renewable energy technologies like solar panels. Furthermore, the ongoing digital transformation across industries has led to an increased demand for high-tech electronics, where silver is indispensable. From smartphones and tablets to advanced medical devices and IoT applications, Silver's properties ensure better performance, durability, and miniaturization of electronic components. This surge in electronics consumption directly correlates with a rise in silver usage, making its market dynamics closely tied to technological advancements. Additionally, the healthcare sector has seen a renewed interest in silver due to its antibacterial properties. With global health crisis accentuating the need for hygienic medical supplies and equipment, silver is being increasingly utilized in coatings and treatments that prevent bacterial growth, enhancing the safety and effectiveness of medical devices. These shifts in consumer behavior and industrial applications highlight a broadening spectrum of demand for silver, making it not only a staple in traditional domains like jewelry and currency, but also a crucial component in modern technologies. This diversification of demand underpins silver's value and presents a compelling case for its inclusion in investment portfolios. As Gary Cardone and other astute investors recognize, the multifaceted uses of silver, coupled with its intrinsic properties, provide a solid foundation for its potential growth in value. Understanding these consumer and industrial trends is vital for investors aiming to capitalize on silver's expanding market. By aligning investment strategies with these developments, investors can leverage the ongoing shifts to enhance their returns. As we proceed to the next step, we'll delve into how the silver supply chain and mining innovations are responding to these increasing demands, further shaping the investment landscape.